Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the class. As you know, today is our week 5 of our MIS class. Okay. We're going to talk about enterprise applications tonight. It's our chapter 9 of our book, which is Achieving Operational Excellence and Customer Intimacy, Enterprise Applications. Okay. These are some of our objectives for today's class. Evaluate how enterprise systems help businesses achieve operational excellence. Describe how supply chain management systems coordinate planning, production, and logistics with suppliers. Explain how customers' relationship management system help firms achieve customer intimacy. Identify the challenges posed by enterprise applications. Describe how enterprise applications are used in platforms for new cross-functional services. These are some of our today's objectives. And if you need to guys, can you hear me? Is the voice clear enough or not? Can you please let me know whether the voice is clear or not? Okay, let's continue. If you need to have some more information about the enterprise application and their usage and their effect in business processes, the opening case is about Tasty Baking Company. There is a very short, small-ish points about this case. If you need more information, you can search it and find about it more. This case is about the enterprise system transforms. You know, the Tasty Baking had dropping market share, low profitability, outdated information systems, and the solution for them was implement a new enterprise system using special design software from SAP. And SAP Enterprise System and Microsoft SQL Server databases helped Tasty increase sales and reduce inventory write-downs and price markdowns. Demonstrate the importance of efficient information system to profitability, illustrate the critical role of enterprise application. So this case is about how enterprise application help a company in order to gain their efficiency and effectiveness in their market, which result in their profitability. So this one is a beginning case. If you need to have some more information, you can refer to this case. So first of all, what is enterprise system? What is enterprise application? All around the world, companies increasingly becoming more connected, both internally and with other firms or organizations, or even their customers and suppliers. So you as a manager, or if you own your business, you need to be able to react instantaneously when a customer places a large order, or when a shipment uh, from a supplier delayed, uh, or even also you need to know about the effect of these events on every part of your business and how the business is performing at any point in time, especially if you're running a very large company, very large organization. These are the critical things that you need to know. So enterprise application make all these things possible through integration of information and business processes. So enterprise application going to help us to integrate our informations through our organization in a system, which this system help us to answer to this question and solve this problem, all through our organization. Enterprise, there is different kind of enterprise applications, but some of them are very important than the others. That tonight we're going to talk about these important. One of them is enterprise system, the other one is supply chain management system, and customer relationship management system. Today we just talk about these three systems. Enterprise system, or also known as enterprise resource planning, or ERP systems. This system integrated different software module to a common central database. In the organization, you have different uh, parts, different departments. They have their own systems. We talked about these things earlier in previous weeks. So these enterprise systems try to integrate all these systems together using database, data mining, data warehouse, in order to have a single system which connect all the different division of firms. That the result is when the information entered in one process is immediately available for the other processes, means all the system integrated together. You can see here we have enterprise software which build around thousands, hundreds and thousands of predefined business processes. For example, they said we have finance, accounting, human resource, manufacturing, marketing, and different divisions of an organization have their own systems. But an enterprise system is an integrated system of all these systems. The business processes and the function should be choose, and then based on that, they need to develop a software, develop a system in order to uh, to answer to the problems or different situations that the organization face. So till now, we find out that the enterprise system is software. It's the software which is integrated all the different individual software in an organization and get them together. And this uh, software, uh, bring some values, some uh, advantages to an organization. You know, as I said, and companies implementing this software around thousands of business processes. So they need to, first of all, they need to, uh, you know, select the function or the processes and they wish to use in this system, and then map their business process to the predefined business process in the software. And enterprise system provide both provide value both by increasing operational efficiency and by providing firm-wide information to help managers make better decisions. All the system we need, uh, the the ultimate goal is decision making. These systems, you know, uh, when not only increase the operational efficiency but also help the managers in the decision making processes. And also these systems can help uh, to manage the relationship between owners, and supplier, between fields and customers. In this slide, you can see how enterprise systems work. You know, in order to integrate this system, we need to have a centralized database. All the information should, um, save in a centralized database, and then different systems connect to this database, get their data and their information from this database, and then do their processes in order to do the business process, business activities. As you can see, enterprise system feature a set of integrated software module and a central database. If we have, for example, in this slide, we have, for example, we have finance and accounting, human resource, manufacturing, and sale and marketing. These four software modules integrated into central database, which share many different business processes and functional areas throughout the enterprise. And one of the most important enterprise system is the supply chain management systems. And today, today's lecture is mostly about the supply chain management system. If you have a small firm or a small business with making or producing a few products or selling a few services, chances are you will have a small number of supplier, or you have a relationship with a few supplier, maybe 1, 2, 3 supplier. So you can coordinate your supplier order and deliveries using a telephone or fax machine by the use of traditional system. But consider you are a manager or you own your business, which is a very huge company, produce more complex products or services. Then you will have maybe hundreds of suppliers, and your supplier will have their own supplier. So suddenly you are in a situation where you will need to coordinate the activities of hundreds or even thousands of other firms in order to produce your product and services. Here, supply chain management system is a necessity in this situation. You have so many suppliers and so many processes, so you need a system. This system is supply chain management system, or in short, SCM systems. In chapter 2, we just introduced this system a little bit, talk about it, but tonight we're going to more deeply to this system and talk about different issues of this supply chain management system. But what is supply chain? First you need to have the definition of supply chain. As you may all know, a firm supply chain is the, excuse me, one of your friend said no voice. Friends, do you have voice? Can you hear me? So, okay. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. You know, the definition of supply chain is a firm supply chain is a network of organizations and business processes for procuring raw materials, transferring these materials into intermediate and finished products, and distributing the finished product to customers. The process of the process starting from, uh, you know, purchasing the raw materials, ship these raw materials to the factory, to the uh, production plant, produce your product, and then distribute the product to customer. So from the supplier to the customer, this process managed by a system, we call it, supply chain management system. Can see here a network of organization and processes for procuring raw materials, transferring them into product, and distributing the products. So here we have two parts. Our firm, our manufacturing plants is in the middle. We have upstream supply chain and we have downstream supply chain. You know, upstream supply chain is the part we have some connection with our supplier, firm supplier, supplier, processes for managing relationship with these suppliers. And in the downstream, organization and processes responsible for delivering products to the customer through some distribution channels. You have a relationship and you distribute the product or service to the customer. This one we called it downstream supply chain. So we have upstream and we have downstream supply chain. We bring an example of Nike supply chain. In this slide, you can see Nike supply chain management. Here you can see the upstream. Upstream, we said, is the part that you have a relationship with the supplier. For example, Nike here has B level of suppliers tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. You know, we have uh, some contract supplier, main supplier, huge supplier. These suppliers themselves have their own suppliers and also the level 3 suppliers. And here is our um, company, our organization. In the downstream part, we have distributors, we have retailers, and finally the product delivered to the customer. This illustration helps us to understand the upstream and downstream better. So, supply chain management system is all about the relationship between the suppliers and the customers and delivering the products and goods to the customer through some distribution channels, using some retailers. Okay, and the next slide here This slide describes the effect of timely and untimely information on supply chain. We said a system, enterprise application or a system for, collecting the information in a, accurate information which helps managers in their decision making. So in this we're going to discuss the effect of timely and untimely information on supply chain management system. For example, we have inefficiency cut into companies' operating costs. I need you to, if you want, you can, what causes inefficiency in a supply chain? What do you think about it? When we say inefficiency, uh, what does it mean when we say inefficiency in supply chain management? What causes inefficiency in supply chain management? If any one of you would like to talk about this causes of inefficiency in a supply chain management system, just raise your hand and I will pass you the microphone and you can share your knowledge and information with me and with your classmates. Anyone who would like to talk about the causes of inefficiency into, in supply chain management. What do you think about it? You can just name some causes of, inefficiency in a supply chain. Anyone who would like to talk? One. Any one of you who have, some experience in supply chain, please join the discussion and talk about supply chain and inefficiencies. No one like to talk in the class? I have to choose. No, I have to ask one of you. Let me have a look around your list. Okay, one of your friends want to talk. I think. Okay, let me pass you the microphone. Okay, class is yours.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Just I want to share some of my experience from the current situation of our farmers and their problem, which is very much related to the supply chain. So in Afghanistan, currently we are facing a big gap within the supply chain and the supply chain management. For example, the farmers do not have access to the market during the whole product cycle. Whenever if they want to sell their products, so they do not have direct access to the market and to the traders. So they have to sell their products to the second person, and the second person will take the products, come and bring it to the market. Even if the second and the third person are involved during the whole product cycle, if the second and the third person do not have direct access to the market. So this supply chain gap creates lots of problems currently for our local farmers, particularly for our local farmers. They do not have access to the market, and even during the whole supply chain, they are facing a big gap. So this gap and this the low access of the low access to the market will show clearly the inefficiency of the supply chain within the whole product cycle. it can be an example of the inefficiency of the supply chain within our current situation.
Yes, very good. This process, you said there is some middle part. Is this one causes the increasing the price, so it can be a kind of efficiency. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else who want to talk about the causes of inefficiency in supply chain? For example, let me ask some of you from the upside of our list, Mr. Mr. Safi. Ask you the microphone. Are you ready to, uh, you know, share with us that what you think about the causes of inefficiency in supply chain? Mr. Safi, what do you think? Uh, okay, Mr. Barak, write some for us here. Let me read for you. Or if Mr. Barak, you want to talk, I can pass you the mic. Yes, okay. Mr. Barak, would you like to talk? Okay. Uh, okay, one of you said, first said they may buy their parts from overseas and there is no branch here in Afghanistan to repair their products. Requesting components and separate parts also take time. So these are some of the things that need to be considered in a uh, supply chain system. And as your friend Mr. Barak writes something here, the competitive market places significant expectation on the efficiency of the supply chain and on the ability of businesses to operate effectively within their supply chain. Participants generally have many options when it comes to buying and selling. So if you can't meet the expectation of the market, you will struggle to be competitive. That's why in the new era of business and in this competitive market, big organization need to have different kinds of enterprise application in order to help them to manage their systems and their organization as best as possible. Okay, I think prefer to uh, you know, write something, type something in the chat window in order to speaking in the class. No problem. But when we say some causes of inefficiency in supply chain, as you say some of them, the other things may be part shortage, underutilized plant capacity, excessive finished goods inventory, high transportation costs. These are some of the inefficiency causes, and as you can see, can waste up to 25% of operating expenses. And also there are this caused by untimely information. Perfect can result in just-in-time strategy. In just-in-time strategy, components arrive as they are needed. Finished goods shipped after leaving assembly line. Just-in-time, in just-in-time strategy, there is no inventory. Products come, produced, and shipped. So, because of maybe in the emerging, in the competitive market, because of uncertainty, manufacturers keep a safety stock. Safety stock is buffer for lack of flexibility in supply chain. In some, in some circumstances, in some specific situation, you may, part of your system down, or your, your production line got some problem. In some specific situation, you may need to have some stock. So this is stock valid safety stock. And the other effect of uncertainty is bullwhip effect. Bullwhip effect is, information about product demands get distorted as it passes from one entry to next across the supply chain. What does it mean when we say bullwhip effect? What does it mean? We can have a look at the example here. For example, our manufacturing here. Imagine this one is Nike, as we had in our previous slide. Inaccurate information can causes a minor fluctuation in demand. For example, customer here order 5 parts, but retailer order to the distributor 10. Distributor order 20 parts. This one we call it bullwhip effect. When the order moving backward in the downstream supply chain, the demand is fluctuating and increasing, which is not the real demand of market. Market demand is, for example, 5 parts, but when the order is reached to the manufacturer, it's 20, not 5, which is not the real demand of the market. And so the manufacturer needs to be in touch with its supplier, produce and send the product to the market. We call this one a bullwhip effect in a supply chain system. So these are some issues about the uncertainty and inefficiency in the supply chain management system. In supply chain management system, we have supply chain planning system, and we have some supply chain execution system. In the planning part, we need to model the existing supply chain, demand planning, optimize sourcing action plans, and establish inventory levels and identifying transportation modes. All the part of our supply chain need to be considered and need to be modeled. And in supply chain execution system, But very important issue of the supply chain management these days is, global supply chain. Before the internet, supply chain coordination was hampered by the difficulty of making information flow smoothly among disparate internal supply chain systems for purchasing, material management, manufacturing, and distribution. It was also difficult information with external supply chain partners because the system of supplier, distributor, or logistic provider were based on incompatible technology platform and the standards, um, the organization system and their maybe supplier or distributor system was not compatible. So this one causes some problem. Enterprise and supply chain management system enhanced with internet technology supply some of these integration by using of internet, and they start to integrate their system with their external parties. A manager can use a web interface to tap into supplier system to determine whether inventory and production capability match demand for the firm's product, or maybe business partner will use a web-based supply chain management tool to collaborate online, uh, online forecast or something like this. A global supply chain is a very important things that is considering these days among the huge organization. More and more companies are entering international market, outsourcing manufacturing operation and obtaining supplies from other countries as well as selling abroad. For example, consider the example of the apparel industry. You know, um, Even in United States or in Europe, many manufacturer outsource product in the other countries like China or some other country in Southeast Asia, which the labor cost is very low. So they need to outsource from that country, so they need to have a relationship with that company on the mentioned countries. So they need to manage these systems through internet, and because it's because they are in the different geographical region and places. So internet help them get together, and by using the global supply chain, they can manage everything. For example, huge companies like the Coca-Cola, or you know uh, has the manufacturing plant in different countries, and they have their business in more than 100 in around 200 countries. Coca-Cola run its business is an example of the successful global, supply chain management system. And they have, say, in this global supply chain, they need to have their intranet and extranet, which are some, more technical points. Networking, if you remember on our next networking session, we talk about intranet and extranet. Intranet helps to improve coordination among internal supply chain process, and extranet help to coordinate supply chain process shared with their business partners. These partners can be our supplier or can be our distributors. In this slide, you can see the intranet and extranet for supply chain management. Intranets integrate information from isolated business processes within the field to help manage its internal supply chain. And access to this private internet can also be extended to authorized supplier, distributor, logistics services, and sometimes to retail customers to improve coordination of external supply chain processes. As you can see here, we have, order processing, we have planning and scheduling, procurement, production, inventory, shipping. There are some, and here is our internet. Our internet connects all these internal processes. Also, we have some, external parties, which are customers, suppliers, logistics services, distributor, retailers. By using of our system, our intranet, they can connect that, shape the extranet one. This one is intranet and extranet for supply chain management. So, as I said, global supply chain typically span greater geographic distance and time differences. So, this situation brings more complex pricing issues. Local taxes or transportation expenses make the pricing more complex. For example, consider a company, an organization which, working in different countries using their web-based software in order to gain end-to-end visibility into its entire global supply chain. As I said, example of apparel industry, relies heavily on outsourcing to contract manufacturing, for example, in China and in other low-wage countries. Apparel companies are starting, to use the web to manage their global supply chain and production issue. So, internet helps companies manage many aspects of global supply chain: sourcing, transportation, communication, and international finance. So in the next slide, we discuss the fact that supply chain management system facilitates efficient customer response, allowing the working of the business to be driven more by customer demand, moving from push-based sequential models to pull-based concurrent model. So we have a push-based model and we have pull-based model, which are, in the traditional models, we had push-based. The manufacturer produce the product and distribute the product to the market. But in the pull-based model, first customer need to put its order, and then the manufacturer, based on the market demand and based on the customer order, produce their product and goods. If any one of you, can you give me some example for the pool-based model among the famous companies? What do you think? Do you know any company or organization which using the pool-based model, which is use, demand? We call it demand-driven. The the first process in the system is customer order. As soon as customer puts its order, they start production. It starts produce based on the customer order. Do you know any example of this kind of organizations? And did you heard about any company or any huge companies or organization which using pool-based system? There is many famous, companies which these days their systems are pool-based. Is it clear for you the difference between push-based and pool-based? If not clear, I can explain more and more about it. If it's clear, can you give me some example? Did you heard about this, pull-based model? Not clear. Okay, see, in the push-based model, it's in traditional model. It's also built to stock. First, we forecast the market. We forecast the the demand in the market, and based on our forecast, we produce our products and send them to the market. And after that, the customer come in the shelves and take the product. But in pool-based model, first we're waiting for the customer order. As soon as customer puts its order, we start producing. This is the difference between push-based and pull-based. Mr. Wafa. Mr. Wafa, want to talk about this push-based and pull-based?
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I was just thought that this pool-based model in supply chain function could be somehow similar to the just-in-time concept, which focus on the demand pool that enables a firm to produce only what is required, not excessive production, and or to produce correct quantity of the required materials to the for the distributors and for the customers.
Yeah, can you give us some example of pool-based model company if you know that their supply chain management is pool-based and the business process is actually pool-based?
I cannot give the exact.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for. Okay, I can hear you. You said you cannot give us an example. Okay, I think all of you heard about Dell. Dell is a huge company in ICT market. In IT markets, they provide computer system, laptops, and these things. Dell is a pool-based model. The business strategy is a pool-based. Customer through their website. Dell doesn't have a retail shop. They're just selling their products online. You go to their website, put your order, choose your system with specific features you like, uh, any specific part of your computer you can choose, and then put your order. And this is maybe depends on the your location. They give you, for example, 1 week or 2 weeks to deliver your product. So the first thing is your order, and when you put your order, the system automatically the supplier will know that one customer order a specific model of laptop or maybe PC or something, and they automatically provide Dell with the parts. The parts come to the company, to the Dell manufacturing plant. The system produced automatically shipped. As you first said, it's like a just-in-time strategy. When you put your order through their websites, the Dell customer automatically find it out that someone ordered a PC. They provide every 2 hours. The suppliers provide Dell with the computer parts. Then they produce and they package and automatically send this one to the customer. In this model, they eliminate some middle parties, some distributor and some retailer is committed, and they'll have a direct relationship with their customer, which help them to offer their customer the lower price in the competitive market. Mercedes-Benz, you've heard Mercedes-Benz, Toyota use both models, right? Automotive industry, also using this model, full base model. The other one is, sequential supply chain, concurrent supply chain. In sequential supply chain, information and material flow sequentially from company to company. And in concurrent supply chain, information flow in many directions simultaneously among members of supply chain network. But today in the competitive market, the pull-based model is very important, and companies trying to have and using this model. Here in this slide, you can see the difference between push and pull-based model, which is summarized, so like graph shape. In push-based model, as I said, manufacturing product based on forecast. They forecast the market, and the supplier supply them based on their forecast, and the distributor they produce the products and send them to the distributor. So the distributor need to have the inventory, and then distributor provide the retailer with the goods and products and goods, and they also need to have their stock, and then customer purchase what is in is on shelves. This one is push-based model, but in the pull-based model, everything starts from the customer puts its order, as I said, in Dell. Customer go to the Dell website and order its laptop, and so then retailer automatically replenish stock, and the distributor automatically replenish warehouse, and the manufacturing produce order, not produced based on forecast, produced to order. and supplier also apply to order. So as your friend also said, in the automotive industry also the model is like this, is pool-based model. The customer go to their website and choose the automotive model. For example, Mercedes-Benz, they use the specific model, and they choose the color, and for example, uh, different kind of things that they can choose. For example, about the CD player, about the airbags, about the you know, tire, everything they choose, and then automatically the supplier will know that someone ordered a specific model of this Mercedes-Benz. They provide the manufacturing plan with the part they need, and automatically the car produced and delivered to the customer. So this one, push-based versus pull-based supply chain model. So we talked about the supply chain, and supply chain, uh, in this slide you can see supply chain has some business values. Business value of supply chain management system. How increase sales can result from a more efficient supply chain. When you have a efficient supply chain, you have you match supply to demand, you reduce inventory level, improve delivery service speed, product time to market, use assets more effectively, reduce supply chain costs, and increase sales. These are some of the business values of supply chain management system. I ask how increase sales. For example, imagine the example of Dell. When you eliminate the middle levels, distributors and retailers, and you have a direct connection with your customer, you reduce the cost, you can reduce your price. When you reduce your price in comparison with your competitors, so the number of your customers increasing because you offer them a lower price, and in the easier way they can order their computers through their internet by using their laptops at home at any time they would like. They can order their computer, and it's easier for them, and also the price is cheaper. So increase your sales by using a efficient supply chain management system. This is about the supply chain management, which is a very important system that the organizations and the enterprise, huge companies efficiently use this system these days in the competitive market. The other system in the enterprise application is customer relationship management. Excuse me. Okay, the next system, as I said, is customer relationship management. The customer relationship management, it's all about the analysis, the data about the customer. You need to know something about your customer. You may you have probably heard some phrases such as the customer is always right or the customer comes first. Today, these words, ring more true than ever because competitive advantage based on an innovative new product or service is often short-lived. Companies realizing that their only enduring competitive strength may be their relationship with their customer. Some say that the basis of competition have switched from who sells the most products and services to who owns the customer. And the customer these days, uh, you know, the customer relationship these days represent a firm's most valuable asset. So the competitive the these days between the firms and organization, it's no more it's about the new product, services, or innovation. It's about the customer, and it's about the uh, you know a relationship with the customer, intimate uh, relationship with the customer. In large businesses, too many customers and too many ways customers interact with firm. Customer relationship management or CRM system capture and integrate customer data from all over the organization, consolidates and analyze customer data, distribute customer information to various system and customer touch point as enterprise, and provide single enterprise view of customer. Like supply chain management, customer relationship management is also very, very important these days. Here you can see a customer relationship management CRM. CRM system examine customer from a multi-faceted perspective. This system uses set up integrated application to address all aspects of the customer relationship, including customer service, sales, and marketing. In this sales, from the sales aspect, you have telephone sale, web sale, retail store sale, field sale. From the service, you can have call center data, web self-service data, wireless data, and from the marketing point of view, you have a marketing campaign or content or data analysis. This one is going to show you that CRM and customer is in the middle, and from the different aspects we can see this system. The next slide, this graph gives an example of how CRM system can support marketing by analyzing and evaluating marketing campaigns. We have direct mail, cell phone, web, email, cell phone text messages, and you can see the percentage of each one in the CRM model. Customer relationship management software provides a single point for users to manage and evaluate marketing campaign across multiple channels, including email, direct mail, cell phone, the web, and the wireless messages. So when we talk about the customer intimacy and the relationship between the firms and customer and CRM, so we need to why we need this information. We need this information in order to to find out who is our valuable customer. Customer loyalty management process map is shown in this slide. You need to find your loyal customer, your high value customer. This is one of the most considerable aim and goal of a customer relationship management is to find who is loyal to our product, to our company. This process map, shows how a best practice for promoting customer loyalty through customer service would be modeled by customer relationship management software. The CRM software helps teams identify high-value customers for preferential treatment. We receive in this map here we receive service requests, we obtain customer information, and uh, the customer information in customer database. Customer, and the next step, we ask about the customer information, whether it's available or not. If no, we route them to the best agent. If yes, score the customer, and if this customer is the high value or a loyal customer, if it's not, we again refer to the best agent and resolve service issue. If it's a loyal, we go to this step and provide a special offer and services. These days retailers like Walmart, Carrefour, these companies, anywhere you go, they give you some member cards. For example, here in Malaysia, not only retailer, even smaller shop these days have their own member. Whenever you go to their uh, retail store, they they pursue you to have their member cards. They get your information and collect your information as a customer information in their database. They give you some point. For example, you buy something $20, based on any dollar they give you, for example, 5 points. And after you gain, for example, 1,000 points, they give you some gift or something like this, or they may SMS you and marketing about their products or their promotions and discounts, and they have some specific days for their customer, give them discount, and these things. These are all about having relationship with the customer and pursue customer, and then they try to retain their customer by giving them some offer and some services and some gifts. For example, they have your information, they have your birthday, they send you SMS and uh, for example, send you SMS which is happy birthday. They ask you to come and collect your birthday gift, something like this. They do these things by just very simple member cards, and these are some example of they use these member cards in order to have your information and to have their customer and to find who is their loyal customer based on the the amount of points you gather. They know how loyal are you. And in this slide you can see that we have operational CRM and we have analytical CRM. These are two main parts of CRM software: operational and analytical. In operational CRM, customer-facing applications such as sales, force automation, call center, and customers service support and marketing automation. This part is in the uh, operational CRM. But in the analytical CRM, we have analyzed customer data. As I told you, bring you an example of retailers. They analyze the customer data output from operational CRM application based on the data warehouse populated by operational CRM system and customer touch points. They collect your information, and based on the collected information, they analyze your information, and we also have customer lifetime value. A friend of you asked about the can you please give us some information about CRM7 software? CRM7 is the 100% web-based CRM application, which designed like the other CRM to help sales, marketing, and customer service department. The important things about it is the entirely web-based, CRM. All the processes is going through internet, and it's web-based. Okay, well, we talked about the customer lifetime value, or we call it CLTV. Can you can you one of you talk about CLTV? How the CLTV is calculated? We said CLTV is customer lifetime value. What is this CLTV? What is customer lifetime value? How we can calculate, the CLTV? What are the some of things that affect this, customer lifetime value? What do you think about it? Customer lifetime value. Anyone would like to talk about customer lifetime value? What do you think about it? What is customer lifetime value? How we can calculate this customer lifetime value? Any idea? No idea? There isn't any idea about CLTV or customer lifetime value. Okay. Mr. Now we said maintaining potential customer. Customer lifetime value, maintaining potential customer. CLTV, it's based on the relationship between the revenue produced by a specific customer, the expenses incurred in acquiring and serving this customer, and the expected life of the relationship between the customer and the company. This customer has bring some revenue to our company, and in order to acquiring and retaining this customer, we need to do some expenses. And in the other hand, there is a expected life of this relationship. These are are some, items that affect the customer lifetime value. Mr. Wafa said, no concrete idea, mm, but it seems you calculate the benefit and value that you might get throughout your customer average life cycle. Very good. It's exactly this one. And Mr. Barak said, it's the net present value of the cash flow attributed to the relationship with the customer. Yeah, almost. Okay. So we said CLTV is calculated based on the relationship between the revenue produced by a specific customer, the expenses incurred in acquiring and servicing this customer, and the expected lifetime of the relationship between the customer and the company. This one we call it customer lifetime value. So we talk about the operational CRM and analytical CRM. Here in this slide we have analytical CRM data warehouse. Okay, we have the customer data warehouse here in the middle. We, analytical CRM uses customer data, which is here in the warehouse, and tools to analyze customer data. The tools here, we already know about these tools. In previous session, we talked about OLAP, we talked about data mining and other analysis tools. They use these tools to analyze customer data collected from the firm's customer touchpoint and from the other sources. These channels, these are some of the customer touchpoints: call center, websites, wireless, field sales, direct mail, email, retail store, partner. These are some channels. We have a relationship with our customer through this channel, or maybe the other sources like legacy system, demographic data, third-party data, marketing campaign data, and these are all going to the customer data warehouse. And by using these analytical tools that we all know about it, the CRM find the profitable customer, market segments, customer profiles, and churn rates. We said that all this system is going to help the organization in their decision makings. When you have a system, that collect the information from the different parts of organization, from the internal and external parties, and finally this system help you to find, this CRM system help you to find your profitable customer, help you know about your market segment and your customer profile, and also about the churn rate. Churn rate means customer they continue using the service. By using your CRM, you also have this information. You can know the rate of customer who is continuing using our service or products. And like the other systems, like supply chain management or enterprise system, the customer relationship management also have its business value. Business value of customer relationship management can be increased customer satisfaction, reduce direct marketing costs, more effective marketing, lower cost for customer acquisition or retention, increase their revenue and reduce churn rate. As I said, churn rate means number of customers who stop using or purchasing products or services from a company, indicator of growth or decline of firm's customer base. These are some business value of the customer relationship management. And the enterprise application is, we talk about the two very important enterprise application. One of them was supply chain management, and the other one was customer relationship management. We talk about their benefits for our firm and business and how they, they affect and impact our organization and business processes, and their, bring their effectiveness and efficiency to our organization, which result in profitability and survival in a competitive market and remain competitive with our rival or competitors. And this system, this enterprise application also have their own challenges. This slide looks at the challenges firms face when they implement enterprise application. Some of these challenges are highly expensive to purchase and implement enterprise application. These systems are not, cheap and are not easy to purchase. It's, total cost maybe 4 to 5 times the price of, software. You do not just need to buy software and install and use it, because this software and this system are very huge system. They need maintenance, and the overall cost is 4 to 5 times the price of software. And also the other challenges requires fundamental changes, technology changes, business process changes, organizational changes, and as we talked about earlier, the always the customers have resistance to change. It's a very important thing which come back to the organizational culture and something like this. The technology needs to be changed, the business processes need to be changed, and the organization needs to be changed, and there is always some resistance to change. This one is another challenge of enterprise application. The other things is incur switching costs, dependence on software vendors. Sometimes you depend on software company, and you may need to, in some circumstances, you may need to switch to the other companies and other software vendor, and this brings some cost. We call it switching cost to you. And you require data standardization and management, cleansing. These things are all some challenges to in developing and establishing the enterprise application system. But in a huge organizations, in a huge companies, they found it beneficial and profitable to use the enterprise applications, and they also try to find some solution for the challenges and the difficulties they face by in order to using these systems. But the overall evaluation shows that these systems help them and help their organization, and it's beneficial for the organizations and for the huge, companies. Okay, uh, this was a lecture about the enterprise application in a management information system. We talked about achieving operational excellence and customer intimacy by using of enterprise application. And I would like to thank you all for your attention. Thank you very much. If there is any question, and if any one of you want to join and share your experience about these systems with me and with your friends, I welcome you, and please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. And please do not forget to work on your project, and if there is any question or problem or difficulty, you can be in touch with me through my email. Okay, if there is no question, thank you all again. Have a good night. Goodbye.